first. Welcome back to my channel. Hi everyone. I haven't done a photo mode video in so long. I'm kind of excited and nervous because I feel like this is gonna be a long one. Yeah, so I am obsessed with this game. I'm obsessed with the fashion. I'm obsessed with the photo mode. I'm obsessed with the world. I'm obsessed with the environment, like everything. Everything, the lore, like, I love it. Anyway, so I just wanted to make a video for other virtual photographers who are not familiar with this game like I am, because I know nothing about Nikki franchise, but we're here to have fun and we love to take photos, so let's get started. As you can see in here, I'm showing you the range that this PM has, and it's not bad. It's really good. I do have to say one thing though. The environment is gorgeous. It's beautiful. But when you are trying to do an environment photo, like a wide angle shot, you will notice it's not as high quality as Nikki. Nikki is basically the focus of the game, and her model character is insane. It's beautiful. There is no pixelation. There is nothing bad about it. Basically, she is the star of the show. If you put her in the environment and you try to take photos of her that are not a little bit of close-ups, like they're zoomed out, you will notice like so much flaws in the graphics. I guess it has to do with like the clutter of the world that they have going on. There's so much things added, so much things to do. This is another thing I hate about this photo mode. Sometimes it glitches when you try to play around with the angle. Like as I'm showing you right now what it looks like, and all of a sudden it like resets to some random angle and you're like, what's going on? But honestly, I kind of like this, so I took a photo of it, so but it drives me crazy. Anyway, whatever. So you have your standard camera. You can toggle Nikki on and off, and you have your focal length and your rotation. Oh baby, the rotation is not good at all. It skips 2 numbers. To this day, they keep updating the photo mode. Good on them. Like honestly, the best team ever for updating the photo mode constantly. But oh my god, the rotation does not go to 90 degree. It stays at 97, 94, 86, something like that, and does not go to 90 whatsoever. Please fix it in the future, please. And then you have your aperture, grid, NPC, Eureka, on and off, which is like really good standard camera. And then now you have your graphics. This is where the fun stuff come in. You have your vignette. It goes to 100, from 0 to 100, and then your soft light intensity and then soft light range makes for some angelic, nice aesthetics. Exposure, contrast, and highlight, shadows, and your saturations. See, this game is based on photography, and you need to take photos to, get to know the world and the side quest, and the rewards are poses and spotlights and filters. So this entire game is literally a photography dream come true, like for a photographer. So you have your filters, your poses, and your spotlights. It's a nice packaged photo mode. Could it be better? Yes. Everything can be improved. Considering how other photo modes are, this is like beyond what anyone asks for. You know what I mean? The entire environment is just, it's so beautiful. Everything is stunning. And also, like I said, on Nikki has like the best model. The NPCs have the best models, so they'll never look pixelated. But if you're taking an environment shot, sometimes it looks not great, especially when you try to edit. So the shining perspective, that one is so genius. I love that they have this. I wish a lot of photo modes in video games, they have that. Take a drink every time I say photo mode. Okay, let's get back to it. So shining perspective gives you poses and angles that have already been set by the developers, and you just go through them. You can go through them one by one, or just close the tab and press R3 and it would just give you one randomly. It's really cool. I used to use that a lot when I started this game because it was so overwhelming. The entire photo mode was so overwhelming, so many options to choose from. Yeah, I know, that's insane to say for a console photo mode. Yeah, crazy good. And now we are on to camera modifications. Camera modifications is Momo's camera, and you get to max out your poses, filter, and spotlights. Throughout the game, there is side quest, and then there is mini games where you can play and earn upgrade pack, and you can use those to buy max out filters and poses or lighting. This game is literally centered around photography and fashion. This game is only like 3 months old, and they updated the photo mode like 4 times, something like that. It still needs more updates, but you know, I don't see any other game doing that on a daily, so kudos to them. And you also have Nikki's album. All the photos that you've taken goes there. I usually every session I delete, like I have now 59 pages. I delete them after I save them on my PS5 and then export them on the USB. I delete all of them. I don't like it to get full. I just keep the photos that I'm leaving in the world. So other players and you yourself, you can take photos and you can save them in the environment, and other players would see them and interact with them. And if they want to like take photos with you, that also happens. It's like what Death Stranding should have had. Do they have that? I don't remember, but they should definitely have that in the new one, because that's amazing. I love this idea, like, you know, taking photos with other Sams. I've been doing virtual photography for 7 years now. I know exactly what I'm looking for when I open the photo mode. Not the first thing that I would do, zoom in on my subject and have the aperture at 100, slowly change it from 100 to maybe 50 or 40, and if the PM has spotlights, I would put them on. Also do 100, see how like the vibe is overall, and slowly lower those numbers down, change up the angle, and go on from there. And just like in real life, how you would grab your cell phone or your camera, well, especially cell phone, you don't want to be like a boomer dad, the camera facing front and then your face is just like entire camera. You don't want that. You have your controller or your mouse on PC or whatever that it is on mobile, and like just move around, play around with the angle. This is a really good location. It's the abandoned castle in Florawish. Everywhere is kind of like cutesy and bubbly, but here it's more like of a dark aesthetic. She's like a dark maiden from Elden Ring, or you know, a dark angel. If only she has wings, that would be so cool. The way you can play around with the colors, like the vignette, the contrast, and the brightness. This dress is dark blue with like, you know, shiny glitters, but the way you can play around with the photo mode and the contrast and brightness and use the vignette to your advantage. And again, the spotlight, you can get it to look black even though it's not, which is really cool. And I do photography like as a hobby. I'm not a professional photographer, and I'm not even a professional virtual photographer. Those things I do because I love them, and the way that I take my photos is the way that I like to look at things. It's not like how they should be taken. Unfortunately, you see that a lot in the virtual photography community, how like, oh, I'm not going to post this photo, or I'm not going to post this game because it's not going to get me a lot of likes, because it's not the photo that's doing well. Art is subjective and everyone has their unique taste. So just do you and post whatever you like. Be true to yourself, and you will notice how unique and beautiful your photos are going to look compared to other people, because it's you. The beauty with this game is you have so many poses, you have so many different environment and so many different aesthetics to each level. You can, like, there is no way, I mean, okay, yeah, I see it. Sometimes photos can be repetitive, but I've seen so many creative photos from everyone, and especially the cosplay, like whether it's anime or your favorite TV show, you're putting Nikki in. It's really creative, and this community has, I've seen some amazing photos from this community. Sometimes I'm like, damn, how the heck did you get that? I hope I'm able to demonstrate what I'm talking about throughout this video, because I'm not explaining how I'm taking the shot. I'm just letting you see how I am doing it and then talking over it, whether it's, yapping or informative. So for shots like these, I usually go for a darker background. I always love to set it up to sunset or sunrise. I don't recommend putting it on daylight or, sorry, my dog is like running around. As I was saying, I don't recommend putting it on daylight or nighttime, because you want some of the pinks and browns in the background. So it's best to keep it on the sunset or sunrise setting. And I use the spotlights that are the first option. They highlight the dress, the face. It's literally like on the subject, nothing on the background. And I don't want it to look realistic. That's not my my goal. I want something to look sharp and dark, and it's just like, she's an angel lost in this forest or something like that. So I feel like with these type of settings, you can achieve this look if you're going for that. This is also another example of using the environment into your advantage. You can use the moonlight to put shine in the water, like the shimmers and everything, the glimmers. If you want to do like a fantasy type of photo, this is why I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the lighting. I'm obsessed with these type of poses, because if you want to do like this type of fantasy photo shoot and she's like a siren coming out of the water, or she's just like this fairy in the water, I love that the water is moving because it's giving that motion effect to it, which I really like. I hate like frozen photos, like you could tell they're kind of manufactured, or like, and it always happens in virtual photography because you can't control it. It's a video game. Having the life mode be on all the time, it's kind of a blessing and a curse, because in a way it's giving that real motion effect to the shot, but also sometimes you kind of want to freeze the photo to get like a crispier, sharper look. So it's a blessing and a curse, I would say. I wish we could have an option to have it on and off. Honestly, that would be really cool. So these are my favorite settings to go to. As you can see from the video, I always have the background to be a little bit darker and my subject to be centered and lit up. Not all the time. I'm going for this type of series, like this type of fantasy photos, and I found this what works best. But if I were to do like regular photos, they would be lit up just normally. The contrast would be lighter, and the brightness and everything, and always work around your background. Whatever your background is reflecting, try to have that same mood going through your photo, if that makes any sense. Do you see how the moonlight is having this dance with Nikki? It's honestly so beautiful when using the spotlights and then the shimmer of the lights are reflecting on her. I always put her in the lightest gowns, especially for photos like that, because you want the outfit to reflect, well, this one is in the water, but like in your background, you want it to stand out more. And in this scenario, she's in the water and she has like a halo circle of water around her, and I want her to be like lit up and look like a fairy. So I found these settings to work best for these type of shots. Okay, so I am at the 14-minute mark, and I really, really, really hope that I've been, helpful to you or said anything that can help you on your virtual photography journey in Infinity Nikki. Okay, so now, how do you light an NPC since Nikki doesn't allow any spotlights to go on any NPC except herself? So my trick is I would put Nikki close to the NPC, whether it's Marquez Jr. or like one of the Feywish sprite, as you can see in this example. I would put her next to an NPC and then put the light on. It's usually like I always use these three. I know I should adventure out and use the other ones, but my mind is set on these four. For some reason, I just love them so much. I put them on her, and then as you can see, I take her off, and then the light stays on the NPC. That's the only way you can have your NPC lit up. Whether it's Giovanni, Banshee, or any other character in the game, and you want to get close-up shots of their outfit or their face, but the world lighting is not doing it and you want something really, really strong, this is the only way to do it. The trick that I think it's a trick or a glitch, but it works best. So get Nikki to be close to them and then turn the light on and then toggle her off. That's it. It's really simple. And the last thing I want to show is how I take my YouTube videos, the ambiance videos. This game has so much freedom when it comes to the photo mode. It's giving the same vibes as the Ascent. I wouldn't say it's exactly the same, but it's similar, especially when it's a live photo mode where like the butterflies are flying, the animals are moving, the trees are blowing, the wind is winding. It's a whole production. It's a whole show. It's a whole fantasy, and I'm here for it. Basically, it's a video mode, and you're snapping shots from the video clip, if you want to think about it like that. And it just makes the entire experience feel so realistic because it feels like you're holding a camera and you're just like, the world is not gonna freeze unless it's like toy photography or like a frozen subject. The entire experience is just so magical and beautiful. Could it be better? Yes, of course. I would love to have certain things added, but for right now, I'm happy with everything. 90% of the photo modes that we have for AAA games could be half as good as this one. That's right. I'm throwing shade at you guys and I don't care. It's really easy for the ambiance videos. I usually set it to a scene that I'm envisioning. If I want to post something sunny or rainy or, the sunset, and set your photo or video to a certain scene and turn off the UI. It's so simple. It's so genius because that way so many players can have like freedom to post what they want to post. You can make TikTok videos, you can make Instagram reels, and you can, post it on Twitter. Like, look at this scene, it's so beautiful. I was able to do that in a video game. And I love how we can control the contrast, the lighting, the brightness, and the type of filter we want to add. And we can make a video like that could help other people for studying or sleeping. It's, this is my thing. I love these type of things. So before you couldn't take off the UI. It was always like there, but they keep updating the PM. Like every week there's an update to the photo mode, and it's just like a blessing because sometimes developers and video game studios, they kind of ignore the photo mode. They just put it out day one, and then even with glitches, well, Gorilla doesn't do that. Gorilla sometimes updates, and same with Insomniac. But other studios, they usually don't care, and they just like, here you go, take photos. We don't care if it's glitching out. We don't care if something is wrong with it. And this is what I appreciate the most about developers who keep checking in on players, and especially virtual photography players, because we are the best. That was kind of lame. And I just want to add that thank you so much for watching. I know that some people find these type of videos helpful, whether they're starting their virtual photography journey or they just want to do things for fun and they don't know where to start. I'm not an expert in anything, and I don't claim to be. I love video games. I love taking photos, and I just want to share everything that I know with people, because I've noticed that there's so many people who are new to this community, and especially with the Nikki game. And there are many different ways to take a picture, and a lot of it comes down to personal preference. So don't get discouraged and thinking there is only one way of photographing a game. There is multiple ways. I'm certainly not an expert, nor do I claim to be. I am literally just a girl. That's it. And all I want to do is share my Nikki photos, and I want to see other people share their photos. I hope I don't come across, rude or pretentious. That is definitely not my goal. I'm just over here yapping to other people who love virtual photography, because let's be honest, no one in my real life knows this. So if I can, reach out to other people who don't feel like they're the only one that do this, and find a friend. You got a friend in me. Anyway, if there is some kind of miracle out there and someone from Infold is watching this video, these are the things that I would love to be included in the next photo mode update. First, 90-degree right angle. Please, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, all our photos are just super wonky. Please make it happen. More dramatic poses. I would love to see some really cool out there poses, not just like super simple, cutesy and bubbly. And also Momo having poses. I would like to toggle Nikki off and just take photos of Momo. Please make it happen. Nikki having different face expressions. Please. Like, I don't want her to be smiling all the time. I want her to be angry. I want her to be confused. Like, imagine all the photo opportunities that we get to take when she's like having different expressions. And that's why I say I want her to have dramatic poses, because like when you do the animation for a dramatic pose, her face is expressing something. So that's, yeah. And last, I would love for her to sit anywhere on the floor without sitting on something. I don't want to be doing the glitch every time I want to take a photo of her on the floor. So if we can have poses in the photo mode where she is sitting on the floor without a chair, or that would be lovely. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.